Deity worship, an essential subject from Vinaypedia. According to Vedic civilization, one should rise early in the morning, chant Har Ka, perform Mangala Radrika and worship the deity. After reading from scriptures and taking breakfast, everyone should go to their respective duties. Deity worship, Sankirtana, cleaning. Throughout the day, this atmosphere of constant engagement will produce the truly happy results of transcendental life. During deity worship, high standards should always be kept, everything must be done very timely, and the temple must be immaculately cleansed daily. These things, cleanliness and promptness, are the most important points for deity worship. Bhakti is a cleansing method. By engaging oneself in deity worship, one also becomes cleansed. As one becomes enlightened or advanced in understanding that he is eternal servant of Ka, he becomes purified. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Vinaycote's deity worship category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 15 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books, especially for householder devotees who are opulent in material possessions. The path of deity worship is strongly recommended. Armad Bh Gavatam 7.5. 23-24. A householder should lead such a life that he gets full opportunity to hear and chant. He should worship the deity at home, observe festivals, invite friends in and give them prasada. A householder should earn money for this purpose, not for sense gratification. Armad Bh Gavatam 5.5. 3. The deity worship in the temple should be performed especially by the householders. The Brahmacharis can go with the Sannyasas to preach, and the Vinaprasthas should prepare themselves for the next status of renounced life. Sannyasa. Jihasta devotees, however, are generally engaged in material activities, and therefore if they do not take to deity worship, their falling down is positively assured. Armad Bh Gavatam 7.5. 23-24. By his inconceivable potency the Lord can become the universal form, as explained in Bhagavad Gita, and at the same time he can remain within the box of his devotees as their worshipable deity. The Supreme Lord, Kieva, or the personality of Godhead, Ka, is not bound by any measurement of our calculation. He can remain with his devotee in any suitable form, yet he is unapproachable by any amount of demoniac activities. Armad Bh Gavatam 3.19. 24. Because all these devotional activities are absolute, there is no fundamental difference between worshipping the deity in the temple, seeing him and chanting his glories. Indeed, all of these are ways of seeing him, for everything done in devotional service is a means of direct contact with the Lord. Armad Bh Gavatam 7.4. 25-26. Although deity worship is not essential, the material conditioning of most candidates for devotional service requires that they engage in this activity. When we consider their bodily and mental conditions, we find that the character of such candidates is impure and their minds are agitated. Therefore, to rectify this material conditioning, the great sage Anrada and others have at different times recommended various kinds of regulations for deity worship. Kaitanya Karatam Ta, Madhya LL 15.108. Jar. The effect of old age does not harass a devotee. This is because a devotee follows the instructions and the determination of Anrada Muni. All devotees are in the disciplic succession stemming from Anrada Muni because they worship the deity according to Anrada Muni's direction, namely the Anrada Pakartra or the Pikartrika Vidhi. Armad Bh Gavatam 4.27. 24. A person who is engaged in the worship of the deities can minimize his stock of sinful reactions coming from many previous births. This process of worshipping the deity has already been described, and one should try to follow these rules and regulations seriously. Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 9. By nature children are restless and playful, so in the kindergarten they are given toys and games to interest them in learning. Similarly, a neophyte is trained to perform activities in the mood of sacrifice, and he is encouraged to worship the deities according to the scriptural injunctions. The expert Vaishnava preceptor then gradually draws him toward the platform of pure devotion by narrating the spiritually potent topics of Kaya consciousness and giving him the remnants of food offered to the Supreme Lord. Renunciation through Wisdom, Chapter 2.3. A Prkta devotee, or neophyte devotee, is still on the material platform. He certainly engages in worshipping the deity, but he cannot appreciate the activities of a pure devotee. It has actually been seen that even an authorized devotee who is engaged in the service of the Lord by preaching the mission of Kaya consciousness is sometimes criticized by neophyte devotees. Armad Bh Gavatam 7.14. 39. One should not engage paid Brahma as to worship the deity. If one does not personally worship the deity but engages paid servants instead, he is considered lazy, and his worship of the deity is called artificial. An opulent householder can collect luxurious paraphernalia for deity worship, and consequently for householder devotees the worship of the deity is compulsory. Armad Bh Gavatam 7.5. 23-24. One should not remain a Kanihadhikar, one who is situated on the lowest platform of devotional service and is interested only in worshipping the deity in the temple. Nectar of Instruction, Text 5. One should perform his daily spiritual duties and then, with great attention, offer worship to the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Armad Bh Gavatam 8.16. 28. One should strictly follow this strict injunction and worship the deity, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without offenses. The spiritual master is the direct representative of the Lord, and no one should consider him an ordinary human being. By avoiding offenses against the deity and the spiritual master, one can advance in spiritual life, or Kaya consciousness. Armad Bh Gavatam 5.17. 14. Other offenses are to worship the deity after seeing a dead body, to pass air before the deity, to show anger before the deity, and to worship the deity just after returning from a crematorium. After eating, one should not worship the deity until one has digested his food, nor should one touch the deity or engage in any deity worship after eating safflower oil or hing. These are also offenses. Armad Bh Gavatam 7.5. 23-24.